only 55 yards, one TD, and one interception
before the half.
Pressure again, the Cowboys and getting buried at the 46.
It has been a dogfight. The defense has definitely shown up. The Blacks has gotten 2 sacks. Eli's fumbled twice, should have had an interception.
This is one of those zone blitzes. So everybody comes. So what do you have to do? Everybody comes. You got to cover it up somewhere. So you're going to drop your defensive end off.
So we're going to put Giants get the ball one more time for the half, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
Nicely done.
Thoughts?
They have been
the interception that Dak Prescott threw,
on Dak Prescott.
Des slipped, fell down, had Des been able to make that cut, it would have been boom.
Not a whole lot better tonight against Steve
that happens sometimes. Sean Lee is playing lights out. Hats off to him. He is definitely seeking and destroying.
138. Stop the clock here, and the Giants took a timeout. They're going to get the ball back right now. 138
here
on the clock after the Chris Jones upcoming punt.
Yeah, we're getting ready to punt the ball here.
It's going to be interesting here if the Cowboys can get off.
Dak is struggling, but that's saying the whole offense is struggling because we look at the numbers right now.
You might see
Zeke hasn't exactly been doing
the Cowboys
that great. 15 carries, 86 yards. Okay, let me correct that.
Midfield, if they can stop them on first or second
the Giants are pretty much throwing the whole kitchen sink at the Cowboys. I mean, they're putting basically rushing 6 guys, and they're bringing a guy off the end. They're basically putting a guy in the gap between Tyron Smith and the guard. And then they're putting Vernon on the outside, figuring he's their best threat. And they're bringing him, so he's almost getting untouched or having to get beat by Jason Witten. So, the Cowboys, I got to say, is take it easy, guys. They are a second half team. They'll work on the adjustments. We're able to run the ball. Eli and their offense has done absolutely nothing. He's got a total of 75 yards of offense right now. And we'll be okay in the second half. It's just a matter of tweaking some stuff a little bit.
He's front all of the Giants and the Jets going out west and beat San Francisco today in overtime.
Keys on this is Dallas Cowboys defense has been doing great. Let's see if we can get one more turnover before the half here. Good old Eli Manning.
For the Cowboys.
And they actually blitzed in the corner, and then it's dropped up at the 23-yard line.
The Giants are having just as bad a time on offense as the Cowboys. So, it's cold out there. First real cold game of the season for both these teams. You've got a sloppy field because of the snow, so it's a little bit slippery. You got a Sunday night football game, and you got a lot on the line. So, sometimes you have butt ugly games. And they are hitting out there on the defense.
Bobby Rainey, he's going to be stopped a little bit, and then the ball comes
Okay, yeah, they're definitely hitting out there right now.
They're right there.
Oh, sorry.
Third down, and the clock
sorry.
continues.
Still, I started a little early here to make sure I got the camera working on here.
Boys are looking over to the bench to see whether they want
that will be fine in the second half. I'm confident of that. Right now, the way the defense is playing, the Giants aren't going to get much of anything except maybe some garbage time points.
3rd and 6, and that's what
Eli looks lost. The receivers are dropping passes left and right. You see guys that are slipping, and
that's going to be stopped short of the first down.
All right, the Cowboys going to take a timeout here. There's 42 seconds. Take that timeout. Because he could actually get pretty decent field position. See if we can get some points before the half. I agree with you. This game shouldn't be that close, but sometimes, it happens that way. NFC East games are always tight. You think the Redskins and the Eagles, that should have been a blowout with the Redskins the way they're playing as pathetic as the Eagles were. But it went down to the wire. It's a division game. It's hard to beat them. 42 seconds left before the half. Giants are ready to punt. We should actually have some decent field position. Maybe we can do something here. But what's been killing the Cowboys is their own mistakes. Cole Beasley had a fantastic return, but we ended up having a penalty on it.
Trying to get some blocking, but that's a nice play. Wayne Harris.
Doug Free.
Doug
Free is basically let his man go twice. That's what that strip sack fumble went over there.
Both counts. 2017.
Other thoughts? What are the
Aimed on Tuesday night.
Who would you guess are 1-2 in the voting?
It's going to be tight the second half. That's all I can say, guys.
I think I know.
You're watching them. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
Let's see.
Holding penalty on the.
See, penalties are what's killing us, guys.
These two guys have not only.
We keep getting the ball in good position, but we keep making mistakes that are.
A lot of people around the country, Prescott,
screwing us on this.
But tonight,
we
Cowboys,
got
4
2 timeouts left, 42 seconds.
1 touchdown.
Ball on the 20-yard line.
Williams got.
I wouldn't take too many chances here.
From the 21. Prescott, look out. Pressure. She throws, and that'll be caught.
Get out of bounds.
And that is Beasley.
Okay, 23 seconds. I think we just try and kill the clock and go into halftime, regroup here.
A career year and his 61st. He leads the team.
Yeah, Eli literally did drop it. Eli, I got to tell you, he is just looking pathetic. I mean, let's look at his numbers thus far tonight. Eli Manning, 10 of 16, 80 yards, but he's got the 2 fumbles. Should have had an interception. The Giants' total offense, 84 yards. The Cowboys is 139. We're actually able to run the ball. So second half, look for us to run the ball a lot more.
Prescott fires, caught 39-yard line.
Okay.
Scrambles to the
42-yard line, 16 seconds. You got to take a timeout.
Laura came in and knocked Prescott down. Another 30-second timeout.
I believe the second half we need to go back to good old-fashioned Imano, and just run the ball down their throats. The weather's bad, the field's sloppy, and Dak doesn't quite seem to have it exactly with this pass rush. We start running the ball, make them put 8 men in the box. That'll loosen up things. We start doing more play action. If you looked at the big pass play that Dak had on that play action where he literally faked everybody out, that's what you're able to do when you're able to run the ball. So second half, look for us to just try and pound it down their throat, pound them into submission. 16 seconds. We need about 30 yards to get field goal range.
16 seconds in the first.
One timeout, 16 seconds left.
Trying to get into field goal range. And next Dunbar is going to get spun out of bounds at the 45.
11 seconds. Don't think we're going to have quite enough time to get there.
We go to Michelle.
Well, I talked to Dan Bailey before the game.
Yeah, you're right, Stan. Let me say the developer. Romo is 2-4 in the playoffs. And I'm trying to understand one thing.
He might give an extra yard.
With some of you guys that say I am so stupid, I don't know anything about football. I'm not going to mention your name because I know that's what you're looking for, is the attention. If you don't like me, why is it that you continue to keep coming on here on a regular basis? Because I appreciate you coming on and clicking on it. Because it doesn't matter if you like me or hate me. The bottom line is if you come on here.
Yeah, Prescott's going to fire. That's going to be caught at the 40-yard line.
Get out of bounds.
He was looking for the boundary, remembering opening day, but they do have a timeout, so they can't stop the clock.
Why is it that you keep coming on here and just saying, you're an idiot, okay? I know you're a Tony Romo lover and you swear that Dak Prescott is the worst quarterback that has ever lived in the NFL and that would be so much better. Oh, my God, are you Will Kane?
This takes a long time, and it's the reason.
You know, there's millions of YouTube sites, so why is it you waste your time coming on?
What I was thinking, there's the little dig route on the
I look at Russell Wilson throwing, I think, 5 interceptions today.
Great job.
So are you saying that Russell Wilson should be benched? I'm just wondering
18, so let's see if, as Michelle just reported, Bailey said maybe he can get a yard or 2 extra going in this direction. This is a 55-yard attempt.
55-yard field goal in bad weather. Okay, this will be interesting. I'd love to see him make this one before the half.
Cowboys will get the ball to start the third quarter.
You just don't get that much time to throw the ball when the other team sends 6 on a blitz.
Well, Williams, okay, this time Williams is trying to get more yards. It would have been nice actually if he could have gotten 1 or 2 more yards to make this kick a little bit better, knowing that we had a timeout this time.
2 of 50-plus. In the opener against the Giants.
Well, there's actually a delay also, too, on the YouTube. It's not apples to oranges being real time. It's actually a little bit short.
You got Jenkins back deep for a potential run back.
And here we go. Can we make a 55-yarder? I think we got it.
Yards away. And the goalpost.
Damn.
It's the crossbar.
Oh,
Well, I guess he had
so
one
close.
more yard, not 2, from that 53.
Damn.
And that is the end of the first half. Whew.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow.
So the
You're
score
talking about a game of inches. Literally. A couple of inches more, that would have been in there.
Here are today's
Damn.
performances
Okay.
presented by Microsoft.
That's something. Okay. Unreal.
There's just a mass amount of data
Well,
in this business.
Here's the great thing about the Dallas Cowboys.
You gotta have the powerful
There's
laptop
never a
to
dull
find
moment
the
watching them.
that
So
can make us
looks
better.
like we have a
Get
real
the
game
athleticism,
going in
the
here. It's
speed,
almost like an old school match because there's a lot of hitting going on both ways. Both teams are fighting,
right on the screen.
fighting for their lives here on this game. They're hitting hard. They're going after it. That's what you want to see in a football game. I will say that I don't have any faith in the Giants' offense. Eli Manning looks awful. Their running game is not doing it for the Giants, stats-wise. We are killing ourselves more than anything else. Between Dez falling down and having that interception, Doug Free giving up basically 2 sacks there, penalties on punt returns. If we take care of those miscues, Dallas Cowboys will blow out in the second half. That's my thoughts. That's how I feel about it, and I could be wrong. What's wrong with Dak? I think what it is the Giants are putting a whole lot of pressure on him. It's also a cold weather game. He hasn't played a whole lot of games in cold weather, and mistakes are what are hurting the Cowboys more than anything else. Trivia question. I don't have one actually ready for tonight, but I do actually have shirts ready to go tomorrow. So you guys that won yesterday, they'll be in the mail tomorrow.
7 devices using the same network.
Let's see. Yeah, we need a new field goal kicker. Sure we do. Right. Uncle Rico is their head coach. I like that. So, guys, how do you feel about the first half? I've seen some good things, and I've seen some things that not so good. I will say that I hope we get together for the second half. I'm not crazy about seeing our Cowboys kind of struggling here, but it is a division game, and it is the Giants in New York on a bad weather night. Gamma Ray Productions, trivia question. How many – damn, went past. Where is it? Where's it?
Since I'm on for a while. The Cadillac XT5. What should we do? Tailored to you. Wait it out. Equipped with Apple CarPlay.
Where'd you go, Gamma Ray?
Current GM lessees get this low mileage lease on this Cadillac XT5 for around $429.
Feels like, yeah, it's definitely a defensive struggle game. The Giants have a good defense. You had a great question, Gamma Ray, but I can't find it now.
I played more than 200 consecutive games to earn this. You know how many games this kid played in to earn his? 0.
Yeah, I think Joe Boo definitely needs a shot. In fact, I think I need a shot. The pass rush has been phenomenal. We got 2 sacks. We got forced 2 fumbles. The defense is playing. I mean, look, your defense only gets up 84 yards to the Giants. I mean, that's how much more can you ask the defense to do? They've given up 0 points. So the defense is fine.
Who would appear to be somewhat open.
How many away games has Zeke lost in his entire career? I don't think Zeke has lost a single one in his career. But I could be wrong on that, but I think he has never lost one.
7-0 Cowboys at the half, and here's Dan. Hi, Bob, with Rocky and Tony.
Good question, Sandman. They're going to need to go do some more quick passes because of the way the Giants are pass rushing. Basically, their blitzing is selling out. What they need to do is they need to go to the hot route on those pass plays as they're rushing through there. I mean, that's the only thing. Playoff, yeah, this is basically, you're right, Ryan Clark, this is playoff football.
Create pressure, but tackle Eric Flowers has had all kinds of problems in the first half protecting. John Malcolm,
oh, good, I was right. Do you think Stephen A. Smith? Oh, well, what Stephen A. Smith will say will depend on the final score in the game, because if the Cowboys win, he's going to say, oh, they look pathetic, blah, 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 blah. If they win, he'll be happy as could be and say that the accident waiting to happen.
Broncos Titans, Denver driving late, a fumble, Titans recover,
and get the victory.
Yeah, Doug Free is having definitely some problems. Speed rushers, he can't stop. He's good on the run blocking, but he's having some real problems. Too Tall Jones stories. I remember him boxing. That was one of the great things. But Ed was a fantastic pass rusher, a great player. That's back when the good old Dallas Cowboys had the doomsday defense. And man, that was a tough defense with Randy White, Ed Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin, the beautiful Harvey Martin, that is. I don't know why they call it beautiful, but he is. Randy White, man, he was scary. Randy White, he scared his own teammates, man. You know, that defense, Charlie Waters, man, who almost got cut because they tried to make him a cornerback and then he moved him to safety, and he became fantastic. Same thing with Randy White. He was originally a linebacker, and he just couldn't do jack, and they converted him to a defensive lineman, and he ended up being Hall of Famer. Go figure.
Gives them home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Actually, my wife is asleep over in the chair. She's usually kind of a bad mojo for the Cowboys, but she's had kind of a long week, so don't really want to wake her up.
Great at home. They've got 2 home games coming up. I think they're the team.
Rookie's off again. Stephen A. Smith is a bitch. Okay. Have I ever met Calvin Hill? I have not. Yes, actually, I have met Calvin Hill. Calvin Hill, I have met.
Everyone's healthy except for old Thomas.
Yeah, Doug Free did almost get 2 huge rushing yards, but just a little bit short. The menu tonight was, of course, chicken wings. We're still working on those. We had chili and we had some ribs. We're fixing the steamroll, and I'm hoping. We just got to finish what we're doing. The defense is taking care of business, so we keep taking care of business, we'll be all right.
The only thing you can put in the burger.
It's easy. I've seen Carl do it a million times.
Tom Landry, I wish I'd met Tom Landry. Tom Landry was always fantastic. I mean, watching him on the sidelines, he was always the exact same, never smiled. And he was always holding the paper. And when you think of, you know, his game sheet, and when you think that he was offensive and defensive coordinator both, it's unbelievable. In this day and age, I'm sorry, wake her up.
I'm good. Halftime.
I don't know. Well, they definitely need to run the ball more. I mean, Zeke's got 86 yards rushing, but I think they need to continue to run the ball. We've had success with that. Good things will always happen when you run the ball.
The best sounds of the day. For the 5th week in a row, the good guys win.
They're giving Seattle props. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. I'm not even paying attention to the halftime show. I'll have to check that out later.
Sorry, Claire.
You know how I feel about a lot of the talking heads up there, because a lot of times they say stuff to make you go, what? Because so yeah, like, you know, here's what I figured. Like I said earlier, they'll probably say that it was good for Seattle to lose in the fashion that they did, because it'll make them focus come playoff time, which is a whole pocket crap.
And because of the Lions' victory over the Bears today, Seattle is now lost control of their path to a bye.
Here's the thing, Charles Haley, believe it or not, if you go to his Facebook page, his profile picture is a picture of Joe Boo. Charles and I actually went to JMU together, believe it or not. I was on the football team with them. I didn't play that much. I did a lot of special teams and stuff like that. Charles Haley was 3 years older than I am. Or left school 3 years before I did. So we kind of knew each other. He remembers my wife more than he really remembers me. So he's cool with it. And what's interesting is I wrote a blog about him versus Tony Mandritz, how it doesn't necessarily matter where you're drafted, and a lot of times they think that this guy is going to be the guy and then ends up being a bust. But then you have somebody like Charles Haley, who went to a small school that didn't have a winning record, ends up being the Hall of Famer. And this was right after he had been turned down, I think, the 5th time for being in the Hall of Fame. And he read that, he liked it, commented on it, and stuff like that. Next thing I know, his Facebook profile picture is a picture of Joe Boo. And it's been that way now for 2 years. So, you know, we're cool. I've seen Charles quite a few times. We did a playground build in for United Way in New York in 2012 and stuff. So, yeah, he was cool. So, actually, he's in a couple of videos that I've done before. Yeah, I think Linehan will definitely stick to running the ball a lot more. Sorry, I thought I turned my TV down. I guess the microphone is a little bit better than I thought. Hollywood was, he was the original showboater. Back in those days, you know, players weren't like Odell Beckham and stuff, but Hollywood Henderson, he talked the talk and he walked the walk. It's a shame that drugs ended up being what kind of shortened his career. But, you know, now in life, he's doing fantastic. Greatest tight end in Cowboy history? Right now, you have to say Jason Witten. He's got all the records, and he's been actually changed the game. He was the first modern-day tight end, so to speak. In my opinion, what the Cowboys need to do more is they just need to run the ball and limit the mistakes. The mistakes are what are killing the Cowboys. The penalties, dug free, drop passes. I mean, if they do what they normally can do, and we prove we can run the ball, they are stopping themselves. And definitely, yeah, you're right, Martin. You're definitely right, because once we start getting to running the ball, you're getting 8 men in the box. You'll be able to go ahead and do the play action passing and burn them, because they're not going to have that many guys in coverage. And we are definitely a second half team. And I agree. Actually, Ryan Clark, I think a field goal, then we win this game. The way the defense is playing, I don't think Eli Manning's going to be able to get it going. Stephen A. just checked in to say the Cowboys defense is tops of the division. Well, I said that in the beginning of the year, and all the Eagle fans told me I was an idiot. It seems like I have a lot of people that call me an idiot. That's kind of interesting. Emmitt Smith, actually, his wife, she went to JMU, believe it or not, and he's another great guy. Yeah, I agree with the hole in the roof. They said actually the real reason why the original stadium, the hole in the roof, was there's one of two reasons. One, they think that because of the way it was designed, it structurally wouldn't be able to support being closed completely. Or the second reason was because they started running out of money and decided we're going to leave the hole in there. I don't know which one is actually true, but that's what I was told. I think the Cowboys could be a version of the '96 team. With the defense not being quite as strong. We had a fantastic defense back in the 90s. Yeah, we definitely need more mojo. Looks like we're getting close to getting ready to start the second half. All right, guys. Let's hope that we can finish this thing off, man. I think a couple more hits on Eli, this thing will be over. Oh, boy. Are you guys nervous? 7-0. Let's see if we can get a blowout here in the second half. Yeah, drop pass. You know, it's like I said, it's the Cowboys haven't really been stopped by the Giants. The Cowboys have been stopping themselves more than anything else. And we're going to get the ball to start the second half. So let's go ahead and have a nice championship drive. Let's go ahead and just run it down the Giants' throat, take off some time on that clock, and dominate the line of scrimmage. That's the way we need to start out. Charles Haley has 5 Super Bowl rings. The only player in the NFL history to own 5 Super Bowl rings, which is amazing. All right, guys. Looks like the second half is about to kick off. And I'll see you guys after the game. Go Cowboys.